from a university perspective, MaryLou, because of the shift in study abroad's getting canceled and stuff, have you noticed more of a shift towards institutions trying to institutionalize virtual exchange, or is this very much so still a teacher kind of run movement?
No, absolutely. More and more institutions are interested in this for a number of reasons. I think the COVID pandemic is one of them, is the idea that the world can't physically move, but we still want to remain connected. And so
Hmm.
searching for effective ways to do this that are, again, meaningful and authentic, and not just a read about a country and write an essay, but really interact with people, get to know the people of the country and not just the media portrayal of that country. But the other thing I think is that we're in a time now of tremendous social change, and people are demanding social justice. And this idea that we need to make connections, sustain connections, understand where other people are coming from, to be able to transform our own societies into the kinds of places that we want for the future, is another reason I think that's driving institutions to think about diversity in all its forms, including intercultural diversity and international diversity. And so institutions embracing this and trying to help their professors gain the appropriate skills to be able to do this. Now, we always say that COIL is not study abroad light. This is not a substitute for study abroad. This is not something that you should be doing just because you can't travel. This is part of your engagement opportunities and your international programming that should be part of every institution's offerings. And so we're happy that people are trying to sample it right now, but
Right.
we really hope that it becomes part of the fabric of what they're offering going forward.
That'd be amazing. Yeah, having a virtual exchange office in almost every sort of university, like they do study abroad or like they do other sorts of offices. To that point, traditionally it's been virtual exchange has been two instructors kind of connecting and building on a course and connecting the students. Do you think there's a role for connecting with NGOs or businesses in the future in this space?
Absolutely. I see one of the SUNY professors who just went through a new program that we put together this summer that was called the SUNY COIL Global Commons, and it took the SUNY COIL pedagogy and pushed it a little bit differently. And so we had students from SUNY engaging with NGO community-based
Wow.
organizations around the world to do projects that support the work of that organization. And it was all framed by the Sustainable Development Goals as a way to explore the wicked problems that the world is facing, and using storytelling as a way to help people understand and communicate these very difficult, entrenched, and broad problems that the world is facing. And so students worked with NGOs, community-based organizations, from ones that were well established to ones that were just starting out, to be able to tell part of their story and communicate that out to either their local community or perhaps to potential funders or perhaps to the whole world. And students did these real projects in 2 weeks,
Wow.
amazing projects,
Wow.
and have been otherwise extremely engaged in both the SDGs as ways to build a more appropriate global society, but also in figuring out how to engage appropriately internationally with people from different cultures in a relatively short time. So absolutely, virtual exchange can be a vehicle to real action for change.
And I'm interested in two things. I know one big thing in this field is kind of assessment, but the other one is I'm wondering, how did the students react to this? I mean, this is a quick turnaround. They're working with NGOs. It has to be kind of a little bit outside their comfort zone and stuff. What was the take from the students?
So let me do one quick screen share
Yeah, absolutely.
here. Uh, you can see that these are student quotes that were from just one couple of days of listening to students present to their NGO partners, and the kinds of things that students are taking away from this. Students were saying things like, I see the world through a different lens now. I can see things differently.
Cool.
This was a 6-week program, but because it was based in an authentic exchange with people, helping them figure out how they approach their problem and how do you communicate about that approach to the problem. These students were profoundly changed. Some students have gone on to do internships with these NGOs.
Wow.
The program just ended last Friday, but as they were presenting their projects, they were talking about, I'm volunteering with this group going forward. I have an internship with this program going forward. We had students talking about how they themselves have gained confidence that they were able to complete work in such a short period of time, that they feel now that they're able to tackle challenges at home that they never thought that they could take action on. So we're
Wow.
seeing this real transfer of skills and knowledge from a short program, but a significant program, again, one that's planned and done well, can have really long-term impact on students. And I think it's important to just state that a lot of times when people think about virtual exchange, as I said, virtual exchange is not study abroad light. There's this concept that it's somehow less than, that somehow doing this online is less meaningful than doing it in person. And I certainly don't want to detract from people going abroad and engaging with people face to face in their own countries, because that is a profound experience. But an online exchange is also a profound experience. It's a different experience, but it is cultural immersion, and it does lead to really significant intercultural understanding and change.